Hey, how you doing, guys? ZDEyE here. So today I wanted to share my honest opinion and thoughts on regards from the very recent state of play for The Last of Us Part 2. We've very recently just seen it, and mind you, because of the leaks recently happened, a lot of people started projecting on this game, saying basically they're not getting this game any longer, they're not pre-ordering it, they're canceling it, the pre-orders and stuff, they're not buying it, that kind of sort of situation, all because of the leaks, and that they did not like the way that this game is going to be going with the different type of a story approach. And by that time as well, Neil Druckmann, PlayStation, Sony, they've been damage controlling it as well in a lot of ways. But, after seeing this state of play, mind you, I will be honest, I'm more excited than ever. It's not just because I'm a, Sony pony, whatever, or I'm totally biased towards, PlayStation exclusive games. Well, to be honest with you, I consider personally that the PlayStation games and exclusives, of course, are the best games out there. Yes, a lot of few people say Nintendo's and similar caliber. In my opinion, PlayStation does a better opinion. But still, The Last of Us Part 2, what I'm seeing here with the gameplay and the brutality of it, the satisfaction, and also that kind of a hesitation you might always have every time whenever you about to actually kill someone in this game. You actually feel it while watching this gameplay, and that in my book is to be considered to be one of those fantastic video games ever created. The innovation, just the line of thinking of how much of the polish has been put into this game is insane. I'm so glad the way we're getting this game in our hands in just 3 weeks or something like that, a little less than that, and that's pretty incredible. A lot of reviewers, they will be of course saying good things about this game, especially what we have just seen here. It's incredible, mind you. And sure, a lot of people would just say, oh, this game's a lost cause, blah blah blah. Can you really say the same thing again when you've seen the gameplay, mind you, as well? I need to put down quotes, gameplay. This is pretty damn incredible. This been showcased few of the things as well from the state of play that we have already recently seen, and but on top of that, we actually seen plenty of new gameplay too, completely never seen before, and that what got me even more hyped up and interested. Neil Druckmann himself also commented over it at the beginning, and mentioned he had their direction into this story, how everything kind of turns out to be, and the development of it with the characters, and well, we already knew a lot of this sort of stuff at this point, and that's actually funny that Neil Druckmann said that they're going to be taking this approach a little bit differently since the circumstances going on around the world, and I actually kind of think he did a better job than they usually would. Maybe that's just an opinion again, but still, if we're gonna be talking about strictly, of course, the gameplay section in the back, and mind you, if you have been paying attention to the raw gameplay at the beginning, we see Ellie can finally swim. Then she actually has a knife to up to girl's throat anyway, and while she's actually listening to the PlayStation Vita. That's a pretty nice touch as well, a nice kind of a callback, so to say, and we already know how that turns out to be with the PlayStation Vita. She does a stupid move, obviously tries to kill us, while we actually wanted to give her some kind of a mercy. Well, she asked for her death, and on top of that, after that, with we're seeing so much, pretty much a carnage going on around here too, after all, and the way everything that's been handled. Everything that every time Ellie is kind of trying to reach towards her resources, or maybe she's trying to reach for her bow and arrow, guns, ammunition, scavenging some stuff, it looks so good. And I'm very shocked to see how well it actually performs and optimizes on the PlayStation 4. Actually, you should say that this is showcased from the PlayStation 4 Pro. Smoothness is incredible. Horse riding is incredible. Also, if you have paid attention, yes, if there's the longer distances, we're gonna have to take a boat ride, and that's pretty interesting. And maybe could we see perhaps a driving cars? I don't know. It would not really make much sense, to be honest, as well, though. But anyway, I've seen everything. There's a lot of a vibe from The Last of Us 1. And that makes sense, since this is a sequel. But the way that they have implemented it, it was pretty incredible, and how much more of the improvements that they have done. Again, like I already touched on, the satisfaction of every hit that you make and kill the enemies in front of you, it doesn't feel like these enemies are more like an AI, or NPCs. They actually feel like they're real people. You kind of don't even want to kill them, because Ellie, the way she struggles, right, killing these people, it's incredible. I personally think that she would not be able to pull off some of the stuff and some of the stunts that she does here. And a lot of people they're being a little bit cowardly on their own part. Well, obviously makes sense, since they do not want to die. This is a survival we're talking about. So they are going to be a little bit cautious about it. But there are still different people out there that will be more brutal types. So you can't just go up and have a gun to their head behind them and just say freeze or don't do anything, or I'm gonna showing some kind of mercy. You have to kind of make a decision and just completely avoid those people, or do it. Take a shot. There's also a little bit of an interesting moment again. For example, that Ellie throws a Molotov, in the process burning a guy and a dog. In the live stream reaction, I actually was like, oh shit, that's gonna spark up a controversy again for The Last of Us Part 2, because that's already has been kind of mentioned on the social media. You know how people are, bloody sensitives. This game is definitely not for the sensitive people, that's for sure. If you had some difficulties already playing The Last of Us, the first one I'm talking about specifically, I think you might even have a harder time to be playing this game. And everything, it screams The Last of Us to me, but in much more satisfying way, more possible, even with the hesitations, with the satisfaction. It's impressed. Wow. I'm impressed. I'm very much impressed. I actually have made a video, I think it was yesterday, basically saying a question, actually you can say, were we wrong about this game? I'm inclined to say yes. I personally think we were wrong. It's not necessarily to say that the leaks were wrong. No, I'm talking about why would we need to be giving so much hate towards this game if it doesn't truly deserve it? I don't really believe it deserves it. Number one, because we don't know how the story will be following up with the journey. Now, we do understand the big plots that did happen from these leaks, and it sucks. But the people have chosen to see these leaks, and I'm one of them. I'm still excited for this game. This game is going to be a great game, just from the gameplay and the graphics and the shooting and everything that we see here right now in front of you. This game's going to be a masterpiece of its own way on those terms. I cannot judge the story, I cannot judge the writing, obviously. I cannot judge those things, unfortunately, since the game did not come out. Even though I have seen big plots and big moments in this game, it does not necessarily mean I know how this is going to be developing towards that direction. So why would I be frustrated about it? Like I mentioned in that previous video as well, it's not about how the game gonna go with that direction, if it's gonna be negative or positive. I don't care. If Ellie dies, if Joel dies, if everyone dies, do you have to consider that as a bad game? No, it's just a bad ending, but that does not necessarily mean it's a bad game. Bad ending is just like a negative, right? But it was a bloody and an amazing game. Does that make sense? Okay, maybe it didn't. Negative ending. How about that? Not a bad ending. Anyway, I feel like I hopefully made my point come across a little bit well. I could have stumbled on a few things. Maybe I rambled a little bit too. I'm thinking about making a breakdown video on this game. Unfortunately though, I didn't quite notice too many things I could definitely break down, so it's not going to be like one of those bigger videos that I could definitely make, I don't know, up to 20 to 30 minutes length like I did for Ghost of Tsushima, since we never seen kind of a game like a Ghost of Tsushima. Well, in some ways, this game we already know how it's gonna go and how it's gonna be played, since obviously this is a sequel we are talking about, but still this is gonna be entertaining. By the way, guys, before I do go, please do take a look at my Patreon if you wish. I actually got a video up right now all about the Ghost of Tsushima, and that's why it's pretty much an Assassin's Creed that we never got. It's a fantastic video. I personally think I put a lot of time and effort. Hopefully you will check it out. It's available right now on Patreon for just $1 if you wish so. And all right, well, I think I'm gonna let you go now. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you all later.